This is your lifeline going around your thumb. And then your headline, which is also your spine line, goes right straight across your hand like this. Of course, it might be a little bumpy and they're a little wiggly, depending on how straight your spine is. And your heart line is the line in between these two fingers, the index and the middle finger, that starts here and goes to the outside of your hand. The heart line tells you about your emotions, and also it tells you it tells you what order you're born in the family. If it comes up between the fingers right here, you're generally a first or a second or a last spoiled child. But if it starts down here a little further, you're generally in the middle of the children. You can almost count the lines here of each one of your siblings. And then if it's a nice curve, you've been raised in a loving, caring family. That also tells you about your heart health. What you don't want to see is little islands in the hand. See this little island right here? That's a negative mark in the line. That is not a good mark in any of the lines. If they're in the heart line, it's heart problems. If they're in the head and the spine line, it's problems in your spine. And if they're in the lifeline, it is injuries to the body. And you can go back clear to your birth and see if you've got an injury. Some people go through their whole life with a birth injury and they don't even know it. But it'll show in the hand, in the left-hand side. This is the left hand that we're looking at right now. It'll show in the left hand, and it'll show as a birth injury with a little island like this. The fate line starts towards the wrist here, and it goes up towards the middle finger. That's the line that's going to tell you how long you're going to live, not the lifeline. The lifeline has to do with your lungs and your breathing. So breaks in that line mean that you've got some pulmonary problems like asthma or sleep apnea. But I don't see any breaks in this line right here. Now, the little islands are injuries to your body. So this is a time measurement right here. 10, age 10 is right on the side of the hand, right here. And every 1/8 of an inch is a year. So going along here, you'd count 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. See, I have it marked with a little red mark. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Or you can take a business card and you can hold it right here in between the two fingers. And where that touches on the lifeline, that is age 20, right straight down between the line between those two fingers. Now, looking on the lifeline, here's age 10. I have this marked. 5-year periods. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 55. When you get to the side of the hand here, you're up to about 56 years old. Every 1/2 of an inch is 7 years. So you look for the little islands. See how we go along here? I've got a 3 right here, which means 35. Here is where an island sits, right here, about 1/8 of an inch before 35. So there's an injury. Generally, here at 10 years old, you'll see a lot of injuries here in your childhood area. I'm not going to mark each one of those. Then you go clear to the back side of the hand here, and off to the back side here is your birth, about right here. You have to count back. Every 1/8 of an inch is 1 year. Now looking along here, I've got this marked in 5-year increments. The lines on the inside of the lifeline are your guardian angel lines. Wherever that line comes, it runs parallel to the lifeline. Wherever that line comes and touches on the lifeline, that's the age you were when a person, a loved one, died. It can be a friend, it could be a member of the family, it could be your in-laws, it could be old boyfriends, old girlfriends, kids you knew in school. So yours, here's 10, so here's 15, 16, 17. See how the line comes in? touches right there at 17. That's someone who died when you were about 17 years old, who is a guardian angel to you. Now, I was doing the hand a while ago where we were doing a street fest for the city, and I was a great big old macho guy walks up, had on his old t-shirt. He looked like he was a weightlifter, and he sat down. He says, I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to have my hand done. So he sat down, and I was reading his injuries through here. He had a couple of breaks in his lifeline right here. And I says, oh, that's breaks. That's kind of out-of-body experiences. Well, he says, I did get blown up twice in Vietnam. But I got to 23, which would be about right here, and his guardian angel line had come in, very distinct guardian angel line, and touched right there. I have to find 3 lines that come together, a line that goes across, the lifeline, and the guardian angel line, and I put my pinpoint right there, and that's the age you were when they died. So I said, someone died when you were 23 years old. And he says, I had a little baby die. Then he started to cry. And he cried, and this big old macho guy, he was crying and crying, and finally settled down, and he says, that's my guardian angel, huh? I says, it sure is. And I said, generally your guardian angels watch over you really good. He said, that was my only little boy baby. He says, all the rest of the children were girls. And he says, that was my little boy baby that died. And I says, well, he's watching over you. So he got up from the table. He finally quit crying. And he got up from the table and he walked away. I saw him go down the street. And he walked into the restaurant there. I could hear all his friends in there teasing him. And they says, oh, that having your hand read, that's such dumb stuff. And he says, well, guess what, you guys? She made me cry. So he was so thrilled to find out that he had this little boy as a guardian angel in his hand. And I'll tell you, the male guardian angels will sit off to your right side, and the female will sit off to your left side, and they generally take good care of you. Very often you can call them in whenever you need them. So each guardian angel you'll find in your hand. You can trace the line down, find where the line goes across, and put your pinpoint. That's the age you were when a loved one died. Here's another one right here, 25, 26. At 27 years old is another guardian angel in your hand. That's important that you find the 3 lines that converge, put a pinpoint right there, and of course then you've already got your lines measured here to see what age you were when you had a guardian angel visit. And you'll be